So in this video today, you're going to learn one of Jacob Collier's essential chords. Here, we're going to be looking at the song Feel, which features Lianne, Havas, and also Pino Palladino, the legendary bass player. So in the song Feel, which I actually did a reaction video to a couple of days ago, and I'll leave a link in the description section below, there were some really beautiful nuances I was able to unpack, but one in particular I wanted to show you. This really is a bit of a, this is a special one. It's sus chords, the use of sus chords. So the song is in the key of B. This is the B major scale. Now I'm going to start with the verse, which starts with chord 1, and it's got like a 6/8 feel, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Starts on chord 1, and then that's it. No, there's going to be a bit more than that. I'll give you a bit more. So, well, fundamentally, these are the chords. Quite literally. Now, if we notice, we're in the key of B. So that A sus that's being played right here, and I like to call these chords hugs. They feel so warm. And they have, it's like, to me, this is how I kind of feel it. They're implying that you can go somewhere, but they're not forcing you. And I'll come on to why I feel that way about sus chords in a moment. But we've got this B. So the A, normally you have a G sharp, an A sharp, but we've got an A natural. So as you can see, all of these chords, apart from the F sharp, is not in the key, or is not in the diatonic scale of B. All right, so already that's a bit of a, we're opening the world, that we're opening the palette of choice. So that's beautiful. But what's really interesting in this song, as you'll hear that, and do check out my reaction video to it, because I really do kind of break down all the sections. But interestingly enough, that essentially that hug, that kind of leading, that hand holding, like we're about to go to the key of D, really does get it really does get drawn out a lot, because in the song it goes between B major and then actually going to the key of D. So that A sus is a bit of foreshadow in terms of, ideas to come, you could argue, in the key of D. But I want to incorporate these sus chords in terms of to help you in your music making, because how the song starts and also how the song ends, the key feature really is understanding sus chords. So a sus chord, simply put, let's look at let's go to B. So if you wanted to play a B sus, the simple way to think about it is on the right hand. So on the left hand you've got the B. On the right hand, go down a tone. So one semitone and another one, an A, and play a major of that in terms of the right hand. So it have to be an A major chord. That's a sus chord right there. Now if you want to play the 13, which is even has another note in there, essentially you could just think about this on the right hand as being a major 7. So if we go down to the context of the song, which actually starts in B, so we're going to build an A sus chord now. So we know that the bass note is going to be here. So we go down a tone with the right hand, we play a G major. If we want a 13, we play it like a G major 7 on the right hand. Simple as that. And when we combine the two, we create a sus chord. Now, when I was talking in terms of, implying the key of D, let's look at that. Because in the key of D, we're going to have 1, 2, 3. Well, let me actually change the key signature to show you. So we're going to have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to need that chord later. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, essentially. So the A represents 5 in the key of D. Now, interestingly enough, all of these notes work perfectly in terms of the right hand playing this, essentially a G major 7, work perfectly in the key of D. You can tell that these notes very much do belong to this key. And rather than doing a 5 to 1, because we know we're already on 5 with the bass, I would say that this essentially chord 4, because that's what that is on the right hand. That's chord 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I mean in terms of that. It's not quite ambiguity, but it's going to take us to, if we choose to, more comfortably then. That's very direct, and that has its place. 5, 1, but this essentially 4 with a 5, so a sus chord. It's just a lot warmer, yeah, less intrusive, you could argue. So now if you go back to the context of B with the verse, so you can see that we're employing these ideas from different keys, and this is something I've spoken about quite a few times, and is a real encouragement to you to be able to really play in all 12 keys, so that you're not just limited to, you know, playing song ideas in one key. You want to get to the point where you can just see these ideas. In this case, we're looking at harmonic ideas and being able to translate them all across the piano. So going back to the B, so we're looking at the verse, and then yeah, so that's the kind of first thing that kind of stuck out to me, because when the song starts, with the verse, there's a bit of an intro, but when it goes to the verse, fundamentally those sus chords, you know, in this sus chord in the context, I would argue, of D, it really was beautiful. Like, it was a standout, because ultimately we're in the key of B. We've got this. Whoa, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So to now go all the way now to the end, I want to show you the outro, which is, yeah, it's something to behold. Check this out. So it goes like this. And there's a beautiful melody that goes, oh, every time I hear it, these chords. So this is the outro. Come on, that is so beautiful. And they just keep it going round and round. I could just stay locked in. Don't need to change anything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I couldn't let that go. I had to show you this. I had to break this down for you. So let me explain this. So what's interesting, once again, we're implying essentially another key. So it made me think, if I'm honest, as I was going through this video and listening to it in terms of the original song, it really highlighted the fact that sus chords can be used to imply other keys. Like, that's really, you know, the foundation of this video, utilizing sus chords, especially in the context of 5 of wherever you want to go. Check this out. We're in the key of B, but then we have this. We've got this A sharp or B flat, sus 13. Now, as you can see, in the key of B, so this C is out of the key, and also this G is out of the key, but it's because we're going to be going to this D sharp, or if you want to think about it, in E flat, so B flat to E flat. 5 to 1 in E flat, because it's right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 home. So 5, that B flat or A sharp represents the 5, and we have a sus chord, and then going to 1. And then Jacob brings us back round to B by doing a F sharp sus, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's the 5 in B. So essentially we've got chord 1, chord 5 in E flat, which is where we're going, and now we're in E flat. And then we're going to come back to B, so we're going to be playing 5 of B. Simple as that. 5 in the key where we're going to, which is going to be and then 5 to come back around. It's as simple as that. As simple as that with the melody. They've got like a yeah. So that's the 5th in terms of this fundamental chord of B. So that's the 13. That's fine, of the B flat, and then you got so you got, that's the 9, and then that's the root. How beautiful is that? That is really nice. So let's employ this now just generally. Let's take this idea of we're in a key and we want to essentially imply another key. So let's go to the key of C. All right, so let's let's start with chord 1. So this is the foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and home. So we're gonna go 1. We're gonna go to 6. You know what? Actually, before that, let me give you an example of, you know, practicing this. So essentially now we're a semitone higher. First things first, let's actually practice Jacob Collier's chord progression. So from the verse and also the outro in this key, because I think that will be a helpful way for you to be able to see a way to be able to practice this. So we're utilizing the chords from the fundamental chord harmony from the original song, which is in B, but now we're taking it up a semitone. So chord 1 for the verse. Now it went down a tone in terms of the next bass note. Let me just give you that context one more time in B. So it was B, and then going down a tone with the bass to that flat 7. Yeah, it's a sus. Yeah. So, and then for the outro, we can think about it like this: 1, 7, just in relation to B, the notes of B to know where we're going. 7 sus, 3 major, and then 5 sus. That might be a helpful way to be able to kind of lock it in your mind. So when we change key now, even if we just start with that outro, so it was 1 major, 7 sus, which will be here, 3 sus, 3 major, which will be here, and then 5 sus, which will be here. And if you go to the verse, which was just 1, flat 7 as a sus, so which will be right there. So that's the kind of, you know, quick version. Now let me explain what's happening. So flat 7, we know that we need to create a sus chord, so we're going to go down a tone on the right hand from where we are. So going to be playing an A flat major, and then playing a major 7 chord to get that sus 13 feel. You could do this, you know, but to get that sus 13 feel, yeah, a bit prettier, more pretty. All right, so you got 1. Let's go and put a 9 on there. That's the thing as well with Jacob, you know, there's so much colour, you know, it's not, generally speaking, you're not just going to get C major. No, you're going to get like a 9, like an add 2, 7, you know, there's a lot. And I think one of the beautiful things about Jacob is that, you know, he can really sing, and he understands how to not just, you know, play things on instruments, you know, that are outside of himself, but using his voice and Lianne's voice as an instrument. You know, there's so many colours that they imply in terms of the chords. I mean, the original song, so that's a beautiful thing. So here we go. So chord 1, yeah, we're in the key of C. Now we're going to go to that flat 7, which is let's do that a couple more times. And as you're practicing, these are the ideas to really lock into. Taking the chords out of context from one key to another one. Yeah, well, it's still in the same context really, it's just shifting the idea pitch wise. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to practice the outro now, let's look at it. So we're going to play chord 1. Ooh, and then it was a 7 as a sus, so we're going to go down a tone. Play a major of that. Get the major 7 in there. Now we're going to the 3 as a major, and then a 5 in the key of C as a sus. Yeah, and if we put the melody in there. So before we were going to the key of E flat, essentially implying when we were in the key of B. 5 in E flat, 1 in E flat. Now we're up at semitones, now we're going to be implying E. 1 in C, and then this chord right here, as much as it's called the note of 7 in relation to E, but that's the 5 of E. Yeah, 5, 1, and then back around. Beautiful. Let's do the same example. Let's go to the key of E then. So another way to practice this, literally going through all the 12 keys, just playing this one idea in terms of this chord progression that we're taking from feel. So let's look at the key of E. Here we go. So this is our major scale. So we're going to be playing the verse. So we're going to need our 1, and then and then flat 7. So right hand down a tone, play a major 7. That's it right there. E. Alright, so for the outro then, so we're going to need our 1, then we're going to need a 7 note as a sus, so down a tone, play a major 7 on the right hand, and now we're going to need to go to the 3 of E, so 1, 2, 3, so that's like a A flat or G sharp, yep, and then come back around with the 5, so all together we're going to have really slowly, Now I know you saw me do, when I did the verse, I did a passing. So that's the next layer. Let's go back to the B. That's the next layer I wanted to show you. How to incorporate some passing chords. So if we can see, in this case we're going from the 1 to the flat 7. There is a beautiful A sharp just waiting to be used to pass by. So now you have to think about this, like we're going to the 5, yeah, so I'm going to the 5 in relation to D, dare I say. So this is flat 7 in terms of B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flat, but you have to kind of think about this chord as being 5 in D, 5 here. So now you kind of have to take your time just a little bit. Think about this. If we're in 5 to 1 kind of territory, think about it like this. What is the 5 of the A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an E. And I know I could essentially go 1, do an E major. Did you hear that right there? I'm playing the 5 of where I'm going to. In this case, I'm going to A. Yeah. Passing chords. So knowing the 5th away of the destination where you're going. That's the first step. But what I actually did more so when I was in the key of E before, you heard me do something like this. Yeah. Which is essentially just a tritone substitution. Playing a A sharp, 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9, but fundamentally that is just an E, like an E7. I'm just choosing to play a tritone away. That's all that is. So I can do this if I want, or I could come from the tritone approach. So, and when I mean tritone, I'm just talking about 3 steps away. So 3 whole steps or 3 tones away. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. There's my tritone. So rather than doing the E, I can do the E flat. So I'm going to keep all the chords the same right here. But rather than doing that, I'm just going to change that E to an A sharp right there. And then so what's going to sound really, really interesting if we employed that same idea for the outro. So if we're here and we know we're going to be going to that B flat, so what is a 5 of B flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an F. So what would happen if we went there we go. Okay. And then we've already got the 5, so that's fine. We had the 5 to 1, but then what if we know we're going to here, so we played the 5 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, we'll do dominant chords. So 5, 1. So let me give you the foundation. So that's fine. So now we're gonna approach the next chord, that B flat sus, with a 5 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to be an F. And then what is a 5 of F sharp, which is our next chord? It's going to be the C sharp, so we're going to play a dominant. So in context, this is our foundation. With the rehum, Now, to me and my ear, if I'm honest, the dominants sound a bit forced, but you can see where we're going. So I would probably suggest, and the thing is, I know in the key of B, you know, that F, that's going to be clashy quite a bit. So in my mind, this song sounds quite smooth. So I wonder what would happen if we just did a sus chord, still on the same note of F. So rather than playing a F7 to our B flat sus, what if we made it a F sus to B flat sus? So foundation. Alright, we're going to employ the 5 of B flat. So we're going to go. Ooh, that sounds a bit nicer. And then likewise. Okay, so it would sound like this now. Check it out. You can see where we're going. You can see where we're going. You can see where we're going. So that's even another way to employ, in this case, using sus chords. And it was interesting, the choice that I made, rather than just playing a, in this context, we're going to the B flat sus, so I'm playing a 5 major, essentially, F7 to the 5 of where we're going to here, but we're employing the sus approach, which is just a bit more subtle. Yeah. I hope this is helpful. Sus chords. Now, to finish, this lends itself then that if we're in any key, so we could be in the key of B, for example, but we don't just have to imply the key of D. We could essentially apply a different key, like for example, F. If we play the chord progression, for example, and say we wanted to somehow imply an F, which as you can see is a tritone away. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, that's quite a big jump. Using sus chords would probably help us somewhere along the line. Let's see what we could do. So let's see what I can do. So if I think about the key of F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have to employ a C sus somewhere. Let's see, let's make it up. So I'm gonna go from 1 to 6. That might even work then, to just do the C sus right there. I might come back to the 5 sus to bring us home. So how would that sound? Just out of interest. Let's see. A bit forced. So let's try some other options. What if we went to the E? And then okay, so I reckon we could even make it even more smoother. So what if we went E minor? Ooh. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh. Okay. That's nice. Ooh, did you see what I did there? I actually made the choice as well with the F. To my ear, I felt like playing an F major was just a bit too nice. Check this out. So we had going from our C sus to our, to me that just sounded a bit too pleasant. So I changed that F major to an F sus. So check it out. So I did chord 1, chord 6, chord 4 is a minor. The sharp 1 or the C sus to take us to that F, and then back to our F sharp sus. It works. Hey, just about. And then so if we lock that in, so we have chord 1, chord 6, chord 4 is a minor, essentially chord 1 sharp as a sus, sharp 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up, and then chord 5 as a sus. So I'll play it one more time. So 1, 6, 4 is a minor, sharp 1 sus, sharp 4 sus, 5 sus. Now, same idea that we took from Jacob. Now can we play that in another key? So let's go up. Let's actually go down. Let's go down to B flat. Why not? So B flat, this is the major scale. And these are the tests that has really helped me over the years, you know, taking ideas like this and just putting them in all 12 keys. Can you play it? That's the challenge. So it will be 6, 1, and then we did a 4 minor, then we did a sharp 1 as a sus, so that would be right there. Then we did a sharp 4, and then we did the 5. Ooh, okay, so 1. Here we go. Did I get it? Then we did sharp 4. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So essentially we could, all right, let's do one more. So we're in the key of B flat now. We're here. Let's just stay here. What if I wanted to now imply the key of, and if I'm honest, yeah, go into that tritonal way. So in this context, it would be, you know, between going from B flat and implying the E. That was quite radical, but as you can see, the sus chords helped us along the way a lot. So now, for example, what if you wanted to imply, okay, the key of A, another radical one. So a semitone away from the home. So we're in the key of B flat. So at some point you want to essentially imply an A, like the key of A. So I know that we're going to need that sharp 4 because that is the 5th of A. So at some point we're going to need to incorporate sharp 4s, that chord, which is the sus of where we're kind of thinking. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go from 1, let's go 2. So C sharp minor, so let's go 3 as a sus maybe. Ooh. 1, 2. That's interesting. So rather than starting on the 1, I'm actually going to start on the 6. We can kind of check this out. Maybe actually finish on the, okay, so I got it. So I'm starting on the 6. 6. Is it 6? We'll go 2. We'll go 3 minor. I'm playing 6. 2. I'm playing a sus on 3 to a minor. Then I'm doing the same idea on sharp 4. And then I'm going to the 3 as a 5 sharp 9. And I'm thinking the reason I'm doing that chord as well is to bring us back to the G minor, because that in a minor context of going to that G minor, that would be the 5. Yeah, so I got my 6 to the 2. I could actually just do a straight minor, and then I could do the sharp 4 as a, yeah, and that was that, you know, thinking about implying kind of the key of A. Yeah, and then all together. Sus chords. And even in that context, I did a sus, which resolved to a minor. Another conversation maybe for another video. Guys, I hope you found this helpful. One more time, let's just go back to B. Let's recap our foundation. So we had our going down to, so this is the song Feel, Jacob Collier, Lianne, Havas, and Pino as well. Got that sus implying the world of D. But it's so interesting that we don't actually get there in this context. Yeah, because we go back to our B. We don't get to that D at this point. Then for the outro, 1, the sus of 7, but we're thinking about going to this as a destination, our E flat, and then our back around, yeah. So guys, as you can see, you know, trying these ideas out in different keys is essential for your music making, because then, you know, these are as opposed to just, you know, learning set songs in set keys, these now become musical concepts that you can employ, you know, in your music making in general. So I hope this was super helpful for you. If you enjoyed the video and you found it helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.